Hello, dear friends. Well, today I'm going to talk about something that is going to really sound cuckoo. And for some of you, it might sound like blasphemy, but I would say, hear me out and then see if there's any kind of resonance. And what I'm going to share is only because it comes to me in meditations. And it gives me a sense of, oh, it just shifts something. And maybe it's just for my own path, that's helping. But these things that come through, they are helpful steps to move out of the old paradigm or the false matrix or the five sense mind where everything is based on limitation and I can't not and I don't deserve all that stuff. That is what colors our life, and that is what we entertain all the time, and that is why our life looks the way it does. All the limitations we are experiencing. So these steps that I have been sharing now for a while, they're they all come, in as insights, whether it's walking or running in the woods or meditating or, and then, but it comes with an energy where it feels like, yes, I got it, right? And it's because we can't just leap from the old paradigm, from the false matrix, from a life of limitations, and then into the fullness of the divine that we already are and the sovereign creators that we already are, not as the separate sense of self. That is the old. That's that feeling that we are separate from God, that we have to do it on our own, we have to work hard. So these steps, they will help you come out where you start seeing it from a different angle, from a different light, where you go, oh, oh. And it's every time we get this oh feeling or a click or an aha or a deep breath, there is a natural opening that happens in our aperture, so we can actually let in and let out more light or more of who we are. So what came to me a few days ago was that I suddenly was comparing God with Amazon. I know, I was like, what? And then I started seeing that, for instance, if you put in an order for Amazon for whatever you want, whatever you need, you just look through it. I was going to say the catalog, through the website, and basically you can get anything, right? It's all there. And all we have to do is go in and say, okay, I want this, I need that. And you put in the order, and depending on if you're on Prime or not, or where it's coming from, it usually comes pretty fast. And we never, ever doubt that it won't arrive. It happens sometimes, it does. And sometimes it takes a long time. But basically, we don't go like, oh my God, maybe I don't deserve that Amazon sends me this thing that I want or need. Or we go, oh, I can't have it. Or Amazon won't send it to me. They're just gonna withhold it from me. Yeah, you can giggle a little bit because it's actually a really cool metaphor, because that's what we do with the divine. So in that sense, we trust Amazon more than we trust the divine. Let's take that in for a moment. I mean, just see, does that give you a like, that's interesting? We trust Amazon more to fulfill our needs then we trust the divine to fulfill our needs. Yes, it's pretty crazy. So when you feel you have a need, you need to buy this, you need to get that, you just go online and you find it and you put in your credit card, and a few days later it arrives. Never during this time were you wondering if you deserved it, or if Amazon thought you deserved it, or if Amazon is gonna withhold it from you. But here's one of the little tricks. If I believe that I can't afford it, if I'm telling Amazon, yeah, I want this, but I can't afford it. I want to buy this new computer, but I can't afford it. And then Amazon says, well, okay, it's not going to argue with you or convince you of something. It's just like, okay, that's it. That's what you're telling me. So that must be what you want. And Amazon will also never say, no, you don't deserve those beautiful boots or whatever it is we want to order. You don't deserve it. We just don't go there. And I want to kind of embellish it a little bit, deepen in that so we can start seeing what we actually do with the divine. And if you think about Amazon, it's kind of unlimited what there is available, what we can get from Amazon. It's just like there's no end to it. Unlimited, infinite possibilities, but we never doubt it. Now, let's go to God. How do we do it with God? We don't go into the computer or God's website, right? We do it all internally. We go like, oh, I need a new computer. You know, this one is not working anymore. But then we say, oh, but I can't afford it. And then God goes, okay, I have it right here because I am infinite possibilities, endless options. There is nothing that I can't be or do or have because I am God, your divine I am, the field of I am. I'm everything. And everything is in the field as potential. Just like Amazon, everything, you can get anything in Amazon and it's there as a potential until you go in and said, I want this. Now, I know you might say, yeah, but what if I don't have the money? Well, this is a metaphor, okay? And as long as we live with that belief in an infinite field of potential and possibilities, we say, I can't afford it, I can't have it. And Amazon says, okay, well, come back later if you change your mind or if you can want another experience. It's really what we do with the divine. You say, I want this computer, but I don't have the money. So the want or the longing for something is basically God showing us what God is. It's computer. I am a computer. I am money. I am everything. And everything is just lying in the field as a potential until we connect with this here, which is the field. It's not separate, it's all one. The mind doesn't understand that, so don't try and understand it or don't try and argue with it. It's like the mind, God is one. God is infinity, endless potential. everything we experience is simply God experiencing itself, whether it's through a closed or an open aperture in this dimension. It seems like we have been living in a dimension where we literally can choose to close the aperture and say, I don't deserve it. I don't have the money. I can't have it. That's an experience, right? It's like, okay, I wanted an experience of limitation. So we got it here. But the aperture is opening. We've come to the place where we feel more or less done with it. So here we are. The field, the divine field, heaven on earth, the unified field, call it what you want. That is potential waiting to become something. It's the same if you say you have a canvas and you're going to paint on it, right? The canvas is full potential. Anything can be painted on it, any color, any shape, any form, anything. It just needs the intention of the paint and whoever paints to put it into manifestation. The field needs our intention coming from within, coming from a need, a want, a longing, an experience, an expression. We need to kind of set it in motion so that the same, like if you want something on Amazon, you need to set in motion the intention. I want a new computer. It is no different. If it was a canvas, you could paint a computer on it, but the computer won't be painted on there if you don't put that intention in your pen or pencil and put it on there. There's your computer in a 2D dimension, right? That's a 2D probably. So take a moment and just take a breath with me here. And just imagine that we all live in this field, the divine field, the field of infinite, unlimited potential. And it is just kind of vibrating there in a state of nothingness in a way, just kind of in an alive vibration. It's not waiting for us to put out an intention or request. It's just here. And then when I put out, let's say, I need a computer, and you let yourself feel that, and yeah, I need a computer, and you don't argue with it. You don't say, I can't afford it. You don't say, I don't deserve it, whatever it is. Because all those limiting beliefs, they stop the potential to show up on your canvas, to show up in your life experience, to show up when it arrives from Amazon. When you put an order in with Amazon, you know it's going to come, right? You don't need to be manifesting and to, positive thinking. You just know it's going to arrive. Now, I want to see if we can start making a little bit of a movement from that Amazon where you just know it's going to arrive. How can we place that same experience of knowing, right? You're confident, you're convinced it's going to come. And if it doesn't come, you'll call them, right? You'll call God and say, hey, where's my package? And then Amazon might say, it got delivered to the wrong address, or it might say, it's coming from India and it's going to take 2 months. Oh, okay. Or it has to go through different borders and ports where it might get stuck. There might be some kind of a chaos in that area where it has to move through, but it's still here because you put in the order, you put in the intention, and it's being sent out, and immediately the field starts taking the shape of your intention. But then you have all these underlying, like, oh, it's never going to work for me, and it's blah blah blah. You come with all these limitations, and because you put that into the field of unlimited potential, one of the potentials is that you're not going to receive it. It's the same intention, but this is unconscious, and this is something you feel in your whole body. And that overrides when it's pure and clean. And you just say, yeah, it's going to come. I know it's going to come because I don't need to worry about it. But if you have all these underlying ones, it's like this port, can't get through. There's too much chaos. There's resistance, there's lack of belief, there's whatever it is here, and it can't reach you. I hope this helps you just to see clear how we basically prevent the life that we want to live to be experienced and expressed. So, what do we need to do then? We need to make sure that we are aware of how we ourselves are blocking. We're closing the aperture. I did a video on that. We're closing the aperture, the port here. It can't get through. There's like fighting and not believing and not deserving. And we go like, see, it's not working. It's not coming. I ordered it 3 months ago and it's still not here. So it's not working for me. So you throw in the towel and you just go about your business by working harder and trying to make it happen. And, you engage that part of you that lives in duality and it has to really work hard to get things that it wants. And this is how most of us do. I have done it, my God, years ago. I mean, I've done Dr. Joe's Dispenza's work for years. And the first many years, I had this underlying belief that I couldn't do it. It wouldn't happen to me. And I did a video on that too, by the way. And I think we all do it. And then as we keep doing the work, keep doing the work, keep looking at, this port or this border here. What am I putting there so it can't get through? Why has my package not arrived yet? Oh, it's never going to work for me anyway. There's your answer. That's the belief. So it's really important that we become aware of how we feed all these limiting beliefs, mostly unconsciously. We have to make them conscious. And once we make them conscious and realize that we can choose to not engage with them anymore, to stop engaging, when we say no more, then we overcome it, and more the aperture opens up more and more. The border opens up more and more. And Amazon's package can reach you, right? Or the field of infinite potential can now take the shape of what you want instead of taking the shape of how you believe you can't have it. So, you send out the order to Amazon and then you go, no, don't, no, 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 no. And this is mostly unconscious. And these are very, very deep rooted beliefs that we can't have it. I did a video, I think it was called the two deepest beliefs. I'll post it here. But one is that I don't deserve it, and one is that I can't do it. Those need to be met over and over and over again. Those two and everything on top of that, that is the programming of the false matrix. And it's not going to give up because you see it once. We live in that soup of limitation. So even though we get, take a breath and it's like, oh my God, it's all nonsense. Soon you'll find yourself down deep in the soup again. Trust me, I know what I'm talking about. But when you keep doing the work, dismantling, saying no to, not having an interest anymore in all this limitation, your receiving apparatus for fulfillment naturally opens. And then things will start coming to you, even in ways where you go, wow, where did that come from? And I'm beginning to experience that more and more, still smaller areas. But when you do, you have to really notice it to go, oh my God, it's actually happening. And in that recognition of it, you'll notice that you open up because now you believe it a little more, right? The disbelief is diminishing because you get more evidence of the opposite. So that's how you start building and opening up to, shall we call it, the divine Amazon? I know it's crazy, my friends, but you can't take it too seriously. I think I'm going to hold here, and I really would like you to comment and let me know if this is helpful. And did you get any aha moments? Can you start seeing how you are the only one who stops yourself from creating or experiencing or expressing what lives right here as your longing? Please comment below, my friends, and also please like, subscribe. And you may have friends who would benefit from listening to this. Share it with them. Share it on your social media channel if you want, and just see if others can start moving through this belief of limitation, which belongs to the old paradigm, the false matrix. It does not belong in the new earth that we are beginning to move into. But we cannot bring this in. It's impossible. All right. I really hope to hear from you, and I wish you a beautiful day.